welcome to Retro Music Review UK. My name is Roger Swift. Back here today for the first video I've done in a while. This isn't a monetised channel. I do videos around my day job and other hobbies and other activities I get up to. So today we're doing a video for a song that's unique for this channel, even though we're early on video number 6. This is the first time I've done a video on this channel where it's a song that I've never heard before, and I'm playing it off a vinyl record for the first time. Even though you can see my CD players here, my vinyl record deck, I do have a vinyl record deck. I'm not an audiophile. I actually one of them weird people that audiophiles would absolutely loathe and detest, because I still think a CD sounds better than a vinyl record myself, but I'm having to play this one for vinyl for reasons I'll get onto in a minute. But my vinyl record deck is behind where the camera is, so I'm going to have to go off camera and play it, but it is coming off a vinyl and off the same amp from over there. Now, this has got a bit of a backstory, this particular song, because back in the 90s I was an avid viewer of The Chart Show on ITV, and if you're from the United Kingdom, the UK, Britain, and you're of a certain age, you're going to remember, and you're into music, you might remember what The Chart Show was. They used to do, it was basically a weekly feature on ITV, it was originally on Channel 4, but it later moved to ITV, of course, and it was like the week's sort of chart news and music videos of digital graphics and stuff. You either remember it or you don't. I'll put a link to the Wikipedia article in the description. And one of the things they used to do is they had a weekly, what we call a specialist chart. That is where it was either the indie, rock or dance chart. So instead of, you had a top 10 at the end of the show, that week's top 10. There's something of a fascination for me, particularly the chart show in general, particularly these indie, dance and rock charts. In fact, YouTube has got most of the ones from the 90s on it. Not all of them, but a lot of the 90s ones, various YouTubers who had them on tape have uploaded them onto YouTube over the last sort of 10 years, and I've managed to watch most of them again. I've actually got my own personal archive of 1995 to 1998 when the chart show ended. So the indie chart, dance chart and rock chart from 1995 to 1998. I've actually got all of them in my own personal archive. Not the whole chart show, just the specialist chart, the indie rock and dance charts. Anyway, so one of the things going back looking at them now is back then there was no internet, so this is the 90s, a different era, and you used to get these clips of very obscure songs in them, like really, really obscure, particularly the indie chart, having these really obscure indie label songs in there that didn't even have music videos sometimes, and they're really obscure, some of them. And over the years, going back watching the charts, I look on YouTube to see if I can hear, you'd only hear like a 7-8 second clip from each song, and very often I would go on YouTube and see if I could find the song, and in most cases I've been able to find them. There's been two from the 1995 to 1998 era, which is when I used to watch it the most. That was my most era when I used to watch it. There were two songs in it that I could never find. They were never on the internet, or I could never hear them. One's a song called "Give Me the Night" by Laptop, which I'll do in a future video when I've since bought the CD single of that. And I'm going to find that in my collection. When I find that in my collection, I'll play it. So in 1997 there was an indie chart, and at number 10 in it they played a song which they labelled as "When the Wire Falls" by Navigator, was the band. It played 7 seconds of it with a video. It didn't have a music video. It had like this like random clip they put with it, and it always going back, since someone re-uploaded that clip back on YouTube a few years ago, that might have been about 8 years ago now, when somebody uploaded the video. Again, I've watched it a couple of times, and it's always fascinating me going, what's that song? I've never heard that one all the way through. That's obscure. And I've gone through all the channels, and I've never been able to find it on YouTube, on the internet. I found records of it existing on discogs.com, link in the description, and I could find a copy, and I knew it existed, but I couldn't ever find like the whole song on the internet. No one had it anywhere. There was no place you could find it. You couldn't stream it, anything. I tried friends who were more into it with Spotify. They said it wasn't on there. Nothing. So I went on, there was no choice. I had to find a copy on eBay, and there were, according to discogs.com, there were two sources of this song. One was the original 7-inch vinyl. It never came out on CD single. It never had a CD single release. They later did a compilation album called the indie label it was on was called Noisebox Records. And there was later, like, the band Navigator later did. They were a band. I've read a little bit about them. They were apparently just this obscure indie band who only lasted a year and did a few support slots for better known indie bands and stuff. And then they disappeared off the face of the earth. And they released a few singles on 7-inch vinyl on Noisebox Records, which was the indie label. Later on, they did the Noisebox Records put out a CD compilation of all their singles on CD. again, so the 7-inch vinyl of the song and the CD that had all the singles on it, that song included, are like so rare. You really can't find copies of them at a good price. So what I did is I went on eBay and I did a thing where I said if a 7-inch vinyl copy of it ever comes up, or that CD with that CD album with it on ever comes up, notify me. And I have been notified a couple of times when somebody's listed one. And I didn't want to pay a lot of money for it. Eventually, the point being, it's finally got to a point where the 7-inch vinyl of the song did eventually appear on YouTube as an auction. The person they wanted £1.20 delivery, starting bid at 99p. I stuck in a 99p bid on it, and nobody outbid me. I finally won it for the price of £2.20, and it has finally arrived. So here it is. The elusive song I've been waiting 22 years to hear all the way through. I've only heard 7 seconds of it and it's upside down already. They've put it in a sleeve case here. Let's have a look at there it is. It's inside a plastic sleeve that they sent it me in. Now this is unique. I've only heard 7 seconds of this. A brief 7-second clips. Another thing I forgot to mention is the chart show boo-booed up. On the screen in that chart, a link in the description to that chart with it in, it lists it as when the wire fall. It's not called that, it's when the wires fall. So they screwed up on the screen there. With a B-side called Impossible Without ... Noisebox Records 1997. Norwich. Apparently the record label according to the back there is Norwich. You can have a look at, that's what the record. It's a very basic design of record, just as the band Navigator. Now, what I can tell you about this song, without hearing it, I've only heard 7 seconds, is it appears to be a very piano-based song, and it's exceedingly mournful. From the 7-second clips, it sounds like one of the most mournful songs you're ever going to hear. So here we go. The record's automated, so it's going to go across the deck, and there we go. You can see it, it's going. Here we go. The crackle of the record. Ooh, here we go. Okay, straight away, it's very mournful. Yep. Already it's sounding like that 7-second clip I heard. Now, this is an indie song on an indie label. There is no chance at all I'm going to get a copyright strike on this. But I'm not going to talk too much because this is new to me. I've never heard this all the way through. But already, yeah, there is vocals in this because the 7-second clip has vocals in it. So here we go. Nintendo seal of approval, 22 years, Noisebox Records. Nintendo seal of approval, 22 years, Noisebox Records. You know who you are. You will keep picking me up on this. I can read you. Straight away, mournful, extremely mournful. Still waiting for a vocal to come in. I know there's going to be one. That was it. That was a 7-second clip of it I'd heard already. Very depressing, actually. This is just really mournful and depressing. See, why do people say CD's better than vinyl? It isn't. See, it's stuck. The vinyl's stuck. And people say that vinyl's better than CD. It isn't. I'm gonna have to clean this one. Not a lot I can say really, it's just that 7-second clip kind of gives you an idea of what the song's all about really. It's just that for stretched out longer. It's not a disappointment or anything, I wasn't expecting it to be like amazing or anything. Do you know what it reminds me of? There was another indie band that appeared in the indie charts a couple of times called Low, who were an American band. Kind of reminds me of that. You ever heard their stuff, the band Low? It's like this. This is kind of concert fag lighter territory, you know, when you're at a concert and you're doing that with your fag lighter. I haven't played it all the way through, the record got stuck, as you know. It's not bad, but I mean, it's not like bad, it's just slow, mournful indie music, which I kind of anticipated. What was over there? See, normally when I'm doing a review, I know what's coming. I don't know exactly what's coming with this. I mean, it's not going to change. It's not going to suddenly turn into a thrash metal song. Okay, I think that's the end of the... Yeah, that's... No, it's not. That was the end of the song. It's not. It's just going to be more and more full stuff. I'm generally not saying much because I'm just taking it in. Waited 2 decades to hear this. Didn't think it was going to be amazing or anything, but you know, I just expected this, but... Goes on for quite a time, it's quite a long song. It would work well as incidental music in like a mournful documentary, wouldn't it? Like about something quite mournful. You could put the instrumental breaks from that in it. It would fit quite well. I think that's the end now. No? And it's stuck again. I'll have to interfere again. No, I think that's got it. It might just be my needles dusty on the vinyl record there. But I can see from looking it's near the end of the record. Yep, we're at the end, so I'm going to go and get that, take that off now. And I'm not an audiophile. I'll never understand these audiophiles who will absolutely insist blind that vinyl is better than CD. I don't think so. Vinyl records don't get, you know, you don't get the dust and the crackle, and you don't get them just jumping for no random reason like that. So yeah, you can see from the record there's quite a bit of dust and things on there, so that probably needs why it needs a good clean. But I wanted to do it to camera for the first time, so there we go. That was Retro Music Review UK, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe for more videos.